Hey everyone, welcome to the show. So, I have more disturbing and sad stories to share with you about Donald Trump's deportation plans and how his Gestapo is terrorizing immigrants. So, there's a school district near Corpus Christi, Texas, that sent out a notice to parents saying, quote, "We have received information that U.S. Border Patrol agents may be boarding school buses at highway checkpoints in and out of the valley to question students about their citizenship status." So the school said this could happen with kids who are traveling for extracurricular activities, and in particular, they said like sports, band, other types of events like that. And the district warned that kids could be detained and deported without proper documentation. These are children. So they're talking about ripping kids off of a school bus without their parents there, without their parents' knowledge, and taking them to a detention center. And they're advising their parents like, oh, well, make sure your child doesn't give false information. This is sick. This is so sick. It is so psychologically damaging. What he is doing is unforgivable. And it's not just children who are being subjected to this climate of fear and anxiety, because doctors and hospitals are now reporting that patients are afraid to seek medical attention. So a New York doctor told USA Today they treated a man, this doctor did, with high blood pressure, and this man had delayed getting care because he was afraid of deportation. And the doctor said, quote, "The sense of fear in Queens among immigrants is heartbreaking." Also, community leaders are saying that waiting rooms, schools, mosques, they're all like almost empty. Like, some may not be empty, but they're saying it's just definitely not as full as normal. And patient services representatives for a health clinic told USA Today that there are far fewer patients that they're seeing. And they have very good reason to be fearful, because recently a Texas father of 5 children was taken into custody when he was just on his way to work. So the man's name is Jose Luis. He has been in the US for 15 years. He left for work and he just never came back. He stopped for gas, apparently, and they said that ICE agents just pulled up out of nowhere and demanded to know his immigration status. So this whole BS that, oh, they're only going after the bad hombres and only the people with criminal records, they didn't know who this guy was. All they knew is he had brown skin. He looked Hispanic. So took him into custody. His wife, Rosa, has been in the U.S. since she was 4 years old. So she has never really known any other country. And she said that Jose, because he was the sole income earner, she now doesn't know what she's going to do. She might have to pick up with her 5 kids who have also never known another country, have all been born here, and maybe go to a country they don't know. So he apparently, her husband, had started a plumbing company. And so he was, making a good living, working hard. Rosa has now said she's had to sell 2 of his work trucks, and now they're losing their mobile home. So she and the kids have had to move in with her parents. And Rosa told The Independent, quote, "His little girls ask every day, 'Where's Dad? What time is he coming home?' I have to tell them he's out working. I'm really stressed right now, like really, really stressed. I don't know what's next. There was so much going through my head when I found out. All the payments for the house, the kids, it's so shocking. We've been here for a long time, and this has never happened to us. So I'm just speechless." And Rosa says Jose wasn't even offered a bond. They didn't give him any chance to see a judge. So just pulled him off the street, and no judicial process, no legal process whatsoever. So she said he is being deported. And she said that everyone in her community is terrified. She told The Independent, quote, "There's a lot of people here in fear for their lives. The streets are really lonely. The stores are lonely. I mean, it was a big change. There are already people moving back to their countries because they're scared of what's coming next. Friends of mine that are removing their kids from school, moving to Mexico." And Rosa's feelings have definitely changed towards Texas because she said, quote, "Honestly, I was that person that would be like, I'm a Texas girl. I wouldn't move from Texas. But with all of this going on, I'm speechless. I didn't expect this. All I see on the news is Texas targeting all Hispanic people, all immigrants, and that's really sad to us." Yeah, I mean, it's a red state, you know? And she is right about this widespread fear. Denver 9 News reported that local business owners have started to shut down various days, not permanently, which I'm sure is coming, but some of them have had to close temporarily because workers are just not showing up for work because they're too afraid. So there was a bakery owner who spoke with the news outlet, and he told them, quote, "I think the consensus with all of them is that they are extremely nervous to come in, to even go out in the street, and lately to even just exist." And he said one day he couldn't make a delivery to a restaurant that's a client of his because they had to shut down. And the bakery owner said that he called the owner of the restaurant and he said, quote, "And I just hear back from him saying, we had to close. Everyone was afraid of coming to work today." So this is affecting the economy already. We won't see the full results for a while, but this is not good. And then other business owners who refused to be named also spoke with Channel 9 News, but one of them, it's a Denver, Colorado restaurant owner, they told 9 News, quote, "The fear caused by these raids is palpable around our migrant crews. It is difficult as a business owner and son of an immigrant to know whether or not speaking out will draw a target on our company. It makes me a bit ashamed that I can't stand up for my people, but I would not forgive myself if I brought the worst of consequences down upon them." So this BS is harming, like I said, the economy, the community. They're terrorizing innocent people who have not harmed anyone. These people pay taxes. They have, by and large, kept the Social Security system up and running because they pay into it and they get nothing out of it. And in the meantime, Trump's Gestapo managed to arrest only one Venezuelan gang member in their Colorado raid. A special agent told ABC News that one arrest was a Chile fugitive and a member of Tren de Aragua. That's, the Venezuelan gang, and that this person was wanted for kidnapping and extortion in another country. By all means, take those types of immigrants, take those people if they are criminals. But why take a law-abiding, hardworking father of 5 who has been here for 15 years and wasn't hurting anyone, other than flat-out bigotry, other than just racism? And, here's one of the real reasons why Trump is doing this. He announced on Friday of last week that some immigrants are going to be housed in federal prisons. And what do you know? On day 1 of Trump's administration, he signed an executive order overturning a Biden policy that prohibited contracts between the Justice Department and private detention centers. Why? Because there are 2 for-profit prison contractors who gave Trump big fat donations. Sludge News Outlet says that the stock price for both of those companies almost doubled since Donald Trump's election. This is the most blatant of quid pro quos ever. So, just sickening. There was a slight bit of good news. The court has blocked the detainment of Venezuelan immigrants that were planned, the government was planning to send to Guantanamo. So, not across the board, but apparently there's some who filed a lawsuit. So, according to a news outlet, there were 3 men who they say were falsely accused of being part of that Venezuelan gang, and they got a court injunction. Now, it is temporary, but at least it's something. So we'll see what happens with that. Because, yeah, I mean, legal experts are making the case, rightfully, that you send them to Guantanamo, it's like a black hole. There is no attorneys, there are no attorneys getting in, there's nobody that's communicating with anyone. And so they're just going to get away with all kinds of abuse. So I will keep you all posted. I know there are more stories that have come out in the recent days, so I'm going to have to put that information all together for you. But just despicable, absolutely despicable. And like I said, no reason for this other than cruelty, hatred, bigotry, racism. So I will let you know. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. Please please share so other people know what's going on. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not. Appreciate if you could donate. Links are below in the description box on YouTube and the podcast. So you can, do a one-time donation or sign up monthly. Every penny really helps. So appreciate it. Love you all. Take care and talk with you soon.